I think what it means to be called to the ministry is that you and other people in your lives have identified gifts and qualities in you that are well suited for the ministry. I think among those gifts or qualities includes a desire to help people and meet them wherever they are in their lives with the love, compassion, and wisdom of Jesus Christ. For most people who have felt this call to ministry, the passage from Romans 10 has been placed on their hearts, where Paul says the word is near you. It's in your mouth and it's in your hearts. That is the word of faith that we preach. But then Paul goes on to ask the probing question for those considering the call to ministry: how shall they believe on him in whom they have not heard? And how shall they hear without a preacher? And as I began to wrestle with that passage, I began to ask myself the question, if not me, then who else? Who else will take up this calling? The harvest is plentiful, says our Lord, but the laborers are few. Before I began to really wrestle with that passage, I think the content of that passage was laid on my heart from a rather young age. It seemed throughout my life, people encouraged me to pursue this calling to the ministry. Throughout Bible class and Sunday school and catechism, it was often assumed of me that pastoral ministry was where I was headed. I can remember when I was a young boy sitting under the preaching of the late Reverend John Piersma, who preached with such boldness and passion, and I thought, that's what I want to do someday. And so it seemed like the Lord just throughout my life has led me along this path to pursue ministry. I think I came to the fullest realization of this when I was a freshman in college. Despite feeling a sense for the call to ministry, I pursued other things or other options for a time, but the Lord wasn't going to let me off the hook, so to speak. And so He brought me to this conviction that this is what I was called to do. And so after much prayer and meditation, I made these desires known to my elders of my home church, and they too confirmed that my desires were on the right track. And so from there, I began to more officially pursue this calling to the ministry. And throughout the last several years, the Lord has placed people and friends in my lives to confirm what I've been feeling internally, that internal call to the ministry. And that ultimately brought me to Mid-American Reformed Seminary in the fall of 2016.